Hi, my name is Katie Moss, and I have decided to do my informative speech on Michael Jackson. Michael was born on August 29th, 1958, in Gary, Indiana. When he was 5, he joined his family band, which would eventually be known as the Jackson 5. When he was 13, he started his solo career. In 1982, Michael's solo album, Thriller, generated 10 best selling hits and became the best selling album in history. He received Grammy Awards for Billie Jean, Thriller, and Beat It. In 1983, Michael signed a $5 million endorsement deal with Pepsi, but during the commercial, he suffered burns to his face and scalp, which resulted in surgery. It is believed that around this same time, he started to experiment with plastic surgery. During the same year, Jackson went on his final tour with the Jackson 5. Following the tour, he released top-charting songs such as Bad, Man in the Mirror, and The Way You Make Me Feel. By the late 80s, Jackson created his getaway, known as Neverland, which he had exotic pets and an amusement park where he would sometimes allow children to come and stay and experience that with him. In May 2015, the ranch was put up for sale for about $100 million, but recently it has been taken down to $67 million, which, as of right now, according to Lauren Rowe of the New York Times, the ranch has still not been sold. In 1966, Michael married a woman named Debbie Rowe, and they had 2 children. In 1997, their son, Prince, was born, and following that, in 1998, their daughter, Paris, was born. In 1999, Jackson and Rowe got divorced, and Michael would later on have another child with a surrogate named Blanket. Or the surrogate's name was not Blanket. The child's name was Blanket, excuse me. After his children were born, his reputation seemed to take a hit. He was hit with a lot of controversy about molesting children, specifically young boys. And in 2003, he was arrested on charges again for a 13-year-old boy. He was accused for administering alcohol to a minor and admitted lewd conduct, or attempted lewd conduct, excuse me. On June 14th, 2005, all the charges were dropped against him. And on June 25th, 2009, the world was shocked to find out Michael had passed away. Jackson passed away in London. He passed away of an overdose, and after that there was a lot of controversy. They thought that his physician had killed him and that it wasn't an accident, and they found plenty of drugs in his system after the autopsy. They concluded that he had suffered an overdose after he suffered from cardiac arrest. His daughter, Paris, has openly said that she believes that he was murdered and that it was not an accident, and that it is that, quote, people were out to get him, and that she said that her father had always said that people wanted him dead, and so she believes that he was murdered and it was not an accident. And I always, think that it's terrible when people in his situation die like that, because he, looks like he has it all, and he's got children and money and music and just seems like to us the greatest life ever. But it can apparently be nothing. He can think that he has everything, or we think he might have everything, but at the end of the day, was apparently really unhappy, or it seemed like it, if he overdosed on drugs. And he just had nothing at the end of the day. People like Elvis Presley and Whitney Houston, that happens to them all the time. So, it's just really sad for me to think that such a great talent, just wasn't really happy with his life, and so he ended it in that way. But after Michael's death, his children became his children his sister was in charge of the children in his estate. His their chil- their the children's mother wanted to have custody of the children, but after battles and battles, she dropped all the charges, and so the children are old enough now where they are taking care of themselves and things like that. But at the time, his sister Janet, had to take care of them and make sure their well-being was taken care of.